Hey everybody, Nathan here from FBA Empire, and welcome back to another episode of FBA Empire Weekly. Over the last couple of episodes, actually most of the episodes, Michael and myself, we've really been talking about technical things you can do to help improve your business. So whether it's learning on how to get more reviews or how to find the perfect supplier, it's all been really technically focused on little tips and tricks on how to help you succeed with your FBA business or your private label business. This week, I'm going to take a little bit of a shift from that, and I really wanted to chat about something else that is probably one of the most important things, but we haven't touched on it yet. And guys, I'm talking about mindset this week. So it's a little bit different. It's not as tangible necessarily, but it's probably one of the most important things you could do in order to have a successful business. Whether it's a private label business or any other kind of business, you need to have the right mindset. So what does that look like? What is that? So there's a few things I want to talk about this week with regards to that. And the first is one of the biggest ones. I think it's about fully committing to what you're trying to do, to what you're trying to accomplish. So for me, I know I really fell hard into this, not committing, just sort of putting half my toe in the water kind of thing and just making sure that it was going to work. So for example, when I first started my e-commerce business, and way back when, 3 years ago now, I started with drop shipping. And for the first little while, first several months, I was kind of like, will this work? Maybe it'll work. It looks like it could work. I don't know, maybe, but I was scared, right? So I'd always have sort of some hesitation whether or not it was actually going to work, whether I was going to succeed with it, whether it was going to help me achieve my goals. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it could, but I really wasn't sure. And I don't know, because of that, I didn't fully commit myself. I didn't fully believe in myself, in my skills, in the courses and the teachings, in anything realistically. I was always just sort of halfway in. I didn't burn the boats behind me sort of thing, which I really believe is something that needs to be done. Because the second that I really fully committed, and for me, I fully committed to e-commerce, I fully committed to being a digital nomad and living this lifestyle. There was no more little thing in the back of my head saying, well, I could always go back, or I could always do this, or I set things up, or I leave things so that I can go back, or that I have safety in that security net. And I'm not saying that you should burn the boats behind you, but what I am saying is you need to fully commit. Make the decision. If you're going to decide to create a private label business, make the decision that that is what you're going to do. Make that as part of your identity if that's what you need to do. Because the second you commit, that is when you'll start to see the success. And I can't explain it, but when you fully commit to something, it just becomes so much easier and it works so much better. So that's one of those things that it's a tough thing. It's not tangible, but it's one of the most important aspects to starting up a business. Is you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the course. You have to believe in your skill set, basically, in your product, in all of this. You need to believe in it, and you need to fully commit and fully believe in it. And it will really help you down the road when you start to run into roadblocks, because this is your life. This is who you are. You do e-commerce. That is who you are. That is your business. It's not just a side project while you do your 9-to-5 job. This is your life. This is your business. So fully commit to it and really stick with it. The second really big important thing that I think everyone needs to do before getting into business, whether it's a private label business or any other kind of business, is setting your goals. And we've often talked about, goal setting, and it's one of those over-talked about things. But for our perspective, for private labeling and for Amazon FBA, goal setting is really important, because before you even get into launching your first product, you need to know what you want. What is your lifestyle? What does that look like down the road in a year, 5 years, 10 years? What are you trying to achieve with your private label business? What are you hoping to accomplish? So again, if you're just looking for some passive income, maybe you're just looking, hey, I would like to have $3,000 every month, and that's fine with me. I'm happy with that. I just want $3,000. So that's going to be really different than somebody who's looking to sell a brand for 7 or 8 figures, right? So if you're just looking for passive income, maybe you'll launch one product on Amazon. It'll bring in some nice passive income for you. It doesn't have it has, it's quick to launch basically, and quick to start profiting, because you're not going to try and build up a huge brand. So you need to know that. Now, if your goal is to, retire with sort of that FU kind of money, then yeah, you know what, if you want 8 figures, you're going to have to probably launch several products, create a brand, go off of Amazon, and realistically, you're going to have to be reinvesting that money that you start making every month. You know, and so instead of just taking profits, you're going to start reinvesting in the business and into marketing strategies, into more products, different markets, maybe different countries you'll start expanding into. So it's really important before you get started to know what your goal is. What is it that you really want to do? What do you want to achieve? And when you have that and you're fully committed to it, you will be able to succeed a lot easier, and it's going to be a lot, just be a lot better and a lot quicker for you to actually see success. All right, so those are 2 really, really important aspects that I think a lot of people overlook before they even start, when getting into business. So the last sort of mindset that I want to talk about is not giving up. Again, this is probably where the commitment thing comes in again, because when times start getting tough, you know, maybe it's taking you longer than you thought. Maybe you're burning through your ad money a little quicker than you thought. And you're like, well, I'm going to throw in the towel, and I, didn't do too bad. It's okay. And it is. Don't get me wrong. There's a certain time where you need to know when to quit, but make sure you're not doing it too early. Make sure you've exhausted every possible avenue, that you tried different conversion techniques, that you've tried understanding how to increase your paid ads, or whatever it may be, whatever your stumbling block is, whatever that struggle is. Make sure you do everything in your power and then some before you throw in the towel. I do believe in, failing fast and failing forward and all that type of stuff, but all too often I see people who, the first little roadblock, they throw in the towel. And again, this is one, because they're only half committed to it. They're like, well, it might work, might not. Oh, guess it didn't work. I hit a roadblock. So if you can get it by that, again, there is a point in time, yes, where you have to throw in the towel if it's just not working and it doesn't make sense for you. It's too risky at this point. Then for sure, throw in the towel, start over, learn from it, and reassess where you're going and what you're trying to do. But you can't just give up because of one tiny little roadblock, and that's what I really want to make sure. So if you're not succeeding the success that you were hoping after a month or 2 or 3, doesn't mean you're not ever going to see success with that product or with that business idea. All right, so make sure you stick it out. Try to learn from other people. Try to ask questions. Try to figure out what your customer, why is your customer not buying your product, or what is the roadblock that's stopping you from success, and really look into it, really assess it. And when you figure that out, then you could try to break through it. And if you can't, and if it still doesn't work, then yeah, you know what, maybe it's time to consider selling the brand, or doing something differently, or just tossing it all in, cutting your prices and taking back the money that you originally invested, and then using your knowledge and your skills to redo it all again. So those are the 3 big things I really wanted to talk about today. Again, mindset is huge. It's not tangible. It's not a technical thing that's going to necessarily help you increase your or decrease your ACOS or something like that, but it is probably one of the most powerful things that you're going to have to do if you want to be successful. So if you want to be successful in this business or any other kind of business, you need to get your mind right. All right, so again, be committed to it, set your goals, and don't give up. All right, there's no such thing as failure as long as you learn and keep moving forward. So that's what I wanted to talk about this week. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and listening to me. And yeah, we'll see you next Thursday. I think Michael's going to be coming at you from Florida next Thursday. My next video, I'm going to be coming at you from, I think, Cambodia. This is my last week in Thailand, then I'm heading over to Cambodia for a bit, and then Malaysia. So you'll get to see some different landscapes from us over the next couple of weeks. So again, hope you come and see us. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, and good luck, guys.